Welcome to Beautifully Rebellious, a podcast about going against the grain, creating your own rules, and living your most authentic life. I'm your host, Erin Burr, and I am so excited to welcome you to my show. Let's dive right in. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. If nobody's told you, happy spring equinox. I'm recording this on March 20th, and it is the spring equinox. It's the first day of spring, although I thought it was the 21st, but I guess not. I love this time of year because, one, it is the astrological new year, and that's more than enough. I find it's actually, in my opinion, it's a better time for a new year than the one in January, because January is like, for me, it's a cold season, like where I live. It's cold, and it's dark, and it's gloomy, and you're just in like slow mode. But this is the beginning of Aries season. This is the beginning of go mode. It just makes more sense that it would be the new year. So I love that. It's the beginning of a new season, spring. It is literally the season of new beginnings. And I love it. I woke up ready to go, ready to just do things. So we're going to dive a bit more into all things Aries, because that is what this episode is about. But first, I want to give you guys a brief life update, because that's what I do. If you did listen to last week's episode, you would have heard that my divorce has been finalized. I'm officially a single woman. And with that, I've just been trying to embrace doing things for myself a bit more, like learning myself more. Not that I couldn't have done it before. It's just before I was just very much in a different space mentally and spiritually and everything, just all of me. And we all know I've been going through a journey the last few years of just like rediscovering myself. And I find that this is a really big step in that process of rediscovering myself. And I want to make sure that I'm creating space for me to do the things that I want to do. And kind of like I did last year, stop saying, I wish I could do this, I wish I did that. Like, I always wish I had a podcast, wish I could learn how to DJ, wish. And instead I just did it. I started the podcast, bought a DJ deck, opened a shop online. Like, I just did things. And I want to keep up with that. And so I'm actually going tonight to a pottery class. I took pottery in high school and loved it. And I wanted to do it again, but there's not really many places around me, like directly around me, that you can go and sit and do pottery on the wheel. But I did find a place that actually is open today and not booked out and reasonably priced. And so I'm going to go do that tonight. I'm very excited to go do that. It's just like me by myself and whoever else I guess signed up for the class, but I don't know who they are. So yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at right now. Just really looking forward to what is next in life. On that same note, I've been looking at apartments. Not that I'm ready yet. Like, financially, I don't feel ready to make the move because I'm trying to hit some other financial goals first. But if the universe would really like to bring me some money faster, I'll take it and get moving quicker. But I've been looking at apartments because I think it's important to keep the vision in front of you. And this really helps me keep the vision. It inspires me. It gives me knowledge of what's out there, what I can afford, how much I, need to make, or need how much money I should be bringing into my life in order to get places that have various things that I might want. And I've seen some awesome places. I actually just stumbled across one last night, or maybe yesterday, or I don't know, whenever. Literally, like, it was perfect as far as like a perfect little place for me. In a city that I literally drove through last month and said, this place is beautiful. I could definitely live here. If I could afford this place, I would live here. And so next step is just affording it, yo. But it has like everything. It was really nice, like a modern looking apartment, washer and dryer. It's technically a studio, but it's like those ones where you have a bedroom, but like the wall has like a 2-foot gap at the top on one wall. So it's like a partition, but it's basically a bedroom. I loved it. I still love it. And I think it's great. And it was so affordable. And it's so close to my work. I love it. So if you can't tell, that just already keeps the vision alive. And it keeps me inspired. And it keeps me at a vibrational mindset of positivity and love. And I'm going to have a place that's either that place or a place like it, and just attracting what I want towards me. So that's why I'm looking at apartments. Also, if you haven't been following, the Queendom Affirmation Deck is available for pre-order on my shop, erinbird.com. Link is in the show notes. Go pre-order your deck, guys. I think I actually set the pre-order to end today, now that I'm saying that. I will probably go in there later today or tomorrow. So if it's closed and when you go, just come back like the next day or two. Follow me on my Instagram at the.erinbird.com, or not, no, at the.erinbird. Link is also in the show notes. Just for updates, because I just realized that, like, literally just the second that I did set the pre-order to end sometime, I think today. But I've been doing some thinking about what I might want to do with that pre-order and creating some bundles and things like that. So if it's not available, come back and see what I've done. But definitely have it in your mind that you want to go buy that deck as soon as I get that pre-order back up. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. I love it. It's filled with so much power in every single affirmation, and built from moments in my life that I need those affirmations. I still need them. I still use them to this very day. And I've been creating an entire collection around that deck, and I am in love with the collection. I'm like, seriously, I just had more items arrive today, and I just love them. And I have just put in some orders for another one that I'm creating, and I don't want to give any information about that one really, because I'm waiting to see how it comes together. But I am so excited for that one. I have been envisioning the final product for like 2 weeks now, maybe a week, since I've been really working with the different companies on it. But it's something that I've been wanting to make for months now, and it just wasn't landing before. And it finally just, like, the idea landed in my head recently, last couple of weeks, and how to make it happen landed, and it just has all been falling into place. And so I cannot wait to see the finished product and share it with you guys, because I think it's been great. I think it's going to be great. I really, truly do. So yeah, that is my life in a nutshell. I am just trying to live my best life. Just learning how my new flow is with life, with my new job, and my new ambitions as far as getting my own place and all of those things. And learning to just go with the flow. Another carryover from last week's episode. You should really go listen to it if you didn't. After you finish this one, of course. But really continuing that lesson from the universe of going with the flow and not controlling so much. Like I said in that one, I have goals and I have things like milestones and things I'm doing, like plans basically, but I'm not tied down to them exactly. So like even the way I plan my day, I have things I want to do. Like I might want to go to the gym. I want to work on my projects. I want to work on my shop. I need to go grocery shopping. All these things, but I don't keep myself tied to like, well, I said I was going to go grocery shopping at 2 p.m. So at 2 p.m. I can't do anything else. I keep it all very fluid so that if something comes up, like I decided last minute today I was going to sign up for that pottery class. So I did. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I have that. I'll just do some of my other things earlier in the day. Since I don't have anything planned then, I can knock it out and then I can do my pottery class. And like, what if someone's like, hey, I want to hang out today, and be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I can totally like make space for that because I'm going with the flow instead of being so rigid on timing and schedules. So that is my life in a nutshell, guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, basically. But let's dive into why we really came here, besides listening to me about my life. Aries season, guys. I am so excited for Aries season, if you didn't hear that the first time through. I'm really excited about it also because, one, on a personal level, I have some strong Aries placements in my chart. Aries does rule my 10th house. That is the house of like your career, your public image, things of the sorts like that. And it is also where my midheaven is, obviously, because that's pretty much the start of your 10th house. And it is also where my north node is. And that's like your soul's destiny, like your life's purpose, like the reason that your soul is here. So I have some strong Aries energy in my chart. I actually have a lot of fire energy in my chart, but some strong Aries energy in my chart, and I have made it like my mission, kind of. Like, I'm not like actively always thinking about it, but I'm aware that I want to take on some of the Aries qualities a bit more because it holds such a prominent place in my birth chart or my natal chart. And I know that taking on these strengths that Aries possess is important for me to continue to walk onto the journey and the path that I am meant to walk on. I'm also excited about it though because my daughter is an Aries. She's actually an Aries sun and moon. So we have some strong Aries energy that comes in our house through her. And I actually kind of love it though. She's also a Libra rising. So right now as she's a kid, because you grow into your sun sign, and usually don't really fully emerge into it until you're about 30. And before then, your rising sign is your pretty prominent one. And she is a Libra rising, and that I do see so strong in her. But she is an Aries. And I love a good Aries personality. They are fun people. Obviously, anyone who's operating in their weaknesses is not going to be as fun, but that's all of us, no matter our sign. But let's just dive into what Aries is all about, guys. Let's do it. All right, so Aries. I originally did write that the season begins March 21st, but apparently it is March 20th through about April 19th. And both those days are about, like, all beginning days and ending days of signs are always about because they can shift slightly. But Aries, apparently it starts today. So happy birthday to all the Aries. Like I said at the top of the show, it is the new year. It is the spring equinox. It is the moment of new beginnings. And that is pretty prevalent in the sense that when I think of new beginnings, I think of taking action. And Aries is a cardinal sign. They are the ones who will take action. They are the ones they start projects. It's also a fire sign, and we know how they are. And it's also the sign of the ram. And I just think to me, I always think of a bull, but I think a ram is actually like a more similar to a lamb. I could be wrong. I don't really know my animals too well, apparently. But they're the ones with the big horns, and I just picture them running into things. Probably why they're called a ram. They ram into things. I don't know. That's my visual. An animal stubbornly running into something when it could possibly just go around it. But that could be an Aries. For reals, that could be an Aries. Aries are the strong, fiery sign. They have tons of energy. Like, when you think of an Aries, think big, full of life, big personality, and very driven. They are the bossy ones. Aries is never afraid to accept a challenge. Never, ever afraid. They are the initiators in things, and they're the ones who are, let's take action now, and we'll think about it later. So they're the action takers. They're like, let's just do it, guys. Let's just do it. Let's go. They are also known to be brave, which could make sense because they're like, let's just do it. We don't even think about it. Let's just do it. And it's, to me, like, some of those things could be bravery. Like, literally just had pop in my mind the image of, like, say there's a snake in front of you. I'm going to stop. I'm going to be like, that snake can bite me. That snake could possibly kill me. I'm going to stop. I'm going to just back off. And the Aries would be like, nah, guys, let's just go. We got to get to the other side. Let's go. And then, like, think about it later. I'm like, see, it wasn't even poisonous, you know? That's just what popped into my mind. But like I said, Aries can also be a bit of a hothead. And this is what I do see in my daughter. And it's probably because, like I said, she's also an Aries moon. And so, like, her emotions and all of that. And I get to be I'm the one who's blessed to be able to see that side of her the most. So yeah, definitely a bit hot-headed. They're also very straightforward people when they're operating in their sign. They're the more blunt ones. They're just going to tell you how it is, which can also lead to a hot-headed kind of temper if you think about it. And they also can be known to be impatient. They, like I said, are action takers. They want to get moving. They don't want to sit there and think about it. Um, something I love about Aries, and I'm also just like, it's just now clicking, is that they're born leaders. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, I would always profess these things I wanted my daughter to be, like over her. And one of them was I wanted her to be a leader. I wanted her to not be a follower. I wanted her to make sure that she not make her yeah, not her make sure, but I wanted her to just be the one to lead the way. And she's an Aries sun and moon. And they, like I said, Aries are born leaders. They are the trailblazers. They're going to be the one who prefers to be in charge. And like I said, like with my daughter, she's a Libra rising, and that's very prevalent in her life right now. So she doesn't typically step up to be in charge. She actually, plays a more diplomatic role like a Libra would, and she'll fall back and be like, no, let them do what they want. But, and I'm saying that because our whole chart plays into who we are. But if this is your sun sign, or even your rising sign, but if it you might see these characteristics in other areas of your life. So like with my daughter, she doesn't do it so much with her friends because she's playing more into the Libra side of her, but with me at home or with her brother, she will play into the part where she likes to be in charge. She doesn't like anyone to tell her what to do. She wants to be the one to decide when she's going to do something and if she's going to do it, even if it's a chore, even if it's something that her parents have told her to do. She wants to feel as though it was her decision and she was the one who paved the way for that. Again, stubborn people. But they're also very passionate people when it comes to the things that they love. They will just go in on it. They're very highly motivated people and very independent people as well. So expect them to just be like, I got this, I'll handle it on my own, you move to the side. And it makes sense too, because as a trailblazer and as the one who wants to just take action, oftentimes a lot of people aren't on that same page as you. And so it's easier just to say, you step to the side, I'll just do it myself. Because you just want to get moving. This next thing I'm going to tell you guys is my daughter to a T. And it actually makes me laugh, and sometimes it's frustrating, and overall it's actually kind of interesting just how good she is at it. In very simple terms, I would say they're manipulative, but really it's just if an Aries has something that they want, they will get it. Like you cannot stop them. They will find a way to get it. And my daughter does this all the time. If she has something she wants, she will play to each parent in the way that caters to us to get what she wants. And she knows how to work each of us in our own ways. So yeah, definitely if they have something they want, they're going to get it. You cannot stop them. And like I said earlier, they accept every challenge. Competition does not scare them. It actually motivates them. It's like, you tell me I can't do it? Watch me. And this is something that really is where my North Node and my 10th house shows up, because every single time someone doubts something of me and says, I don't think you could do this. I just don't think like you have the ability to do that. I'm like, hell no. Step back and watch me, because now, even if I didn't want to do it, now I want to do it just to prove you wrong, because I don't like being told that I can't do something, because I can do anything that I want to do as long as I want to do it. And I don't mind proving people wrong. So, yeah. Something I think that we don't often think about Aries, but it is a truth about them, is that they're actually optimistic and positive thinkers. And so if you just sit down and talk with an Aries, you'll see like they usually do, like the Aries that are popping into my mind, they do have like the realistic side, like, oh, well, like if you can't do this, blah, 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 but they do have still a positive mindset overall about life. They do believe, things are going to work out. Things are going to come together in the end. And they are also people who have really great sense of humor. Is like this one actually is also makes me think of my daughter, because when she gets going, she is hilarious. And she's really good at mocking people, I guess, basically. Like, making fun of them. But, like, she doesn't do it to their face. Well, I mean, she does do it to me and her dad. But, like, she'll come home and tell me stories about school. And I know she's exaggerating. I know she's stretching it. Because I'm like, girl, you didn't say that. And she goes, yeah, you're right. I didn't say that. But the way she reenacts it is hilarious. And the things that she says, like, I'm thinking she's probably thinking them, and then she doesn't actually say them to these people, but she thinks them, and she is hilarious. And even when she does mock me or, like, her dad or any of us, I'm like, dang, she is on point too. Like, you can't even get on her because you're like, no, that was 100% correct. But she is hilarious. And so Aries are fun people to be around. I think people are just drawn to them because they are fun, and they are the ones who are going to take action, and they're going to do the things, and you're just going to have fun. For my Aries people out there, a little bit of a tidbit or a helpful thing for you to know about yourself is that since you have so much energy, you actually benefit really, really well from physical movement. Exercise is really good for you to get that energy out. It's a way for for your body to expel that extra energy, but it just go do it, and trust me on this one. Find some way to get your body moving. Do some weightlifting, do some, like, running if you're into running. Do something that really calls of your physical energy, because you have that physical energy and you need to get it out of your body. So yeah, just that's my tidbit for you. If you only took one thing away from this Aries because you already knew everything else about yourself, remember that you need to move your bodies. And then also, if you can remember this little bit afterwards, is be careful of blind rage when you get mad, only because you will say things that you don't mean to cut people in the moment, and then afterwards you're like, shoot. And it's just much easier to just be aware of that about yourself and not do it. So be careful when you get mad. Since you are like this ball of energy, this ball of passion, it can come out in ways you don't mean. So be careful of blind rage. Also be careful of being too bossy to people. It's okay to be bossy, but sometimes we just don't like when people are too bossy to us. And also check yourself when you get impatient. Like, are you really just trying to take action faster than the other people are ready to move? And if so, give them some grace. Just slow yourself down, or say, hey, you know what? I understand that you need time to process. I'm going to start moving on this now, and when you're ready, join me, okay? And for everyone else all together, whether we have Aries dominant in our chart and our sun, moon, rising anywhere, or if it's just a quiet space in our chart, we can still use the Aries energy to our benefit. And how can we do that, you ask? Well, we're just getting out of Pisces season. Pisces season is like a slow, calm, dreamy kind of season. And Aries is the opposite. It's time to switch things up. It's time to have a fresh start on things. It's time to bring in some new energy. It's time to act. So no more sitting around thinking about the plans, thinking about how are we going to do this, what could happen if we did it this way versus that way. We're done thinking, and we're going to start acting. Act now, think later. We can deal with the consequences or the repercussions or whatever we want to call them afterwards. Obviously, there are some things that require some thinking. Like if you're going to go throw down thousands of dollars and you don't have thousands of dollars just to spend freely like that, then maybe you should stop and think. But we all overthink things that don't need overthinking. So whatever it is, you've been thinking about doing and you've overthought yourself through it to no action, just go do it. Don't worry about what people are going to think about you. Just go do it. If it's on your heart that much, do it and see where it takes you guys. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Go find one thing that you're going to do and share it with me on Instagram. Tag me. Again, my handle or whatever we call it is @the.erinburr. Tag me. Jump on my post where I announced this episode. And share it in there for all I care. Just share. I want to know what you guys are doing. I'm going to go take a pottery class, and I actually need to go get ready for that, like right now. So have a great one, guys. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast, guys. If you could go ahead and leave a review on whatever platform you listen to this on, that would be wonderful. And don't forget to share this on your social medias. Tag me on Instagram. And don't forget that you can purchase my journals on my Amazon store. Link is in the show notes. And grab your Queendom Affirmation deck right now on my shop, erinbird.com. Love you guys. Bye.